Frenchie Breeders, home of the 3K Pub Baby. And today we are back for another episode of Married Mom Entrepreneur Live, Work from Home, Houston, Texas edition. I am your host today at Miss Streaks, a married mom, entrepreneur, raising two boys, Trust and Shore, alongside my husband here in Houston, Texas, hence the title. Trust is crying. He wants some lemonade. The baby is being a little clingy right now. And, you know, I'm struggling through it. But let me do a mic check. Okay, the mic sounds great. I'll wait for you guys to come in. My Trust, wait, baby, wait. Y'all, we're trying to teach Trust patience. And he's only 2. He'll be 3 in like a month. And we have been trying to teach him patience with all that we have because he's 2, but he can be very, very, very impatient, just like his mother. He wants what he wants, and he doesn't stop until he gets it, just like his mommy. Yes. What now, y'all? Y'all, give me a second. I need to take this call. Give me a second. Roll it really quickly. Y'all, the robocalls have to stop. The only reason why, get down, little baby. Now I have to wash this cup again. The only reason why I tend to answer local numbers is because I took the spam calling off of my phone because I'm waiting on my federal interview, the interviews for my federal job process to start. So I have to answer my phone. Y'all, if I told y'all the spam calls I get every hour, Trust, please stop. If I told y'all the spam calls I get every hour, you would probably be like, girl, that is insane. They literally call like every 5 minutes. And I remember like maybe before a week ago, I had spam calling. It would just go to private calls or whatever. And I remember wait, baby. I remember at the end of the night when I would check my call log, y'all, it would be like 60 calls. Like, how do 60 scammers and robots have my number? But the person who had my number before was into a whole lot of stuff. Not sure if he was an older gentleman or what, but yeah, they're calling for him. Ma'am, sir, he no longer has his number, and he hasn't had it for a good 7-8 years. Okay, like what are we doing? Has it been that long? Maybe not that long. Maybe like 5 years, 4 years, something like that. You want pink lemonade, babe? You want pink lemonade? Pink lemonade. All right, baby. Little baby, do you want pink lemonade too? You want this one, little baby? You want this one too? I know Trust wants it. I'm asking the short. What's up, bro? Yeah, I know, but we like to mix it with water so you can have some water for the day. But I want to have a very exciting conversation. I'm so happy to see the members on the line. Y'all, I want to have a very exciting conversation about how much does it cost to be successful, baby. Y'all, what I'm learning is that success is very expensive. And I've never been taught that. I've never been told that. But success is very, very, very expensive. You want some juice, right? You want juice? You want juicy? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, success is very expensive. And I feel like first generation entrepreneurs, meaning your dad, your mom, your dad, none of them were entrepreneurs. Grandparents weren't entrepreneurs, so you're the first person to step out on faith and start a business. It's a fly in here. I feel like there is just so much to know. Oh, it's so much to know, and I just feel like the information is out there, but and it's available, right? It might not be free. All information is not free, and it shouldn't be, but it is available. But I just feel like there is this misconception around success and around growth and around. Let me fix the baby's lemonade. Okay, baby. Lemonade, lemonade. Okay. That's our specialty. We take lemons and make lemonade. Huh? That's our specialty? I think that's our superpower, actually. Okay, so this is what I need you to do for me. I need you to go sit down with brother. Y'all, I have laundry to fold. I have dishes to wash. I don't think I have to cook tonight, but my living area is kind of looking a mess right now, and I need to get on it. But do you understand what I'm saying? Anthony said I'll send some party to distract the kids. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anthony. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I feel like not many people talk about how expensive success truly is. And I feel like it does us a disservice when we Google how to start a business on YouTube, how to do this, how do you breed dogs, how do you start a business, how do you create an LLC, how do you gain wealth, how do you build wealth, how do you get out of debt? Yeah, I just feel like there is such a huge misconception around success, and um, a lot of times you cannot watch a YouTube video and become successful. Like, I don't know who's going to tell it to you, but I will. A lot of times you cannot watch a YouTube video and become successful. There are so many things that we do share online. I feel like these live streams have become community service almost, because we're lending you our time, we're lending you our ideas, we're lending you some of our business practices and some of the things that we're doing in our lives, right? After our losses, in our marriage, with our kids, now in business, for your benefit, but we don't really get paid from live streams until we start getting brand deals and like sponsorships, to where these the daily dog dad duty live streams are sponsored, till the married mom entrepreneur live streams are sponsored, till until our live RFB dog documentary TV series are sponsored. We're lending our time for free. Y'all, live streams, vertical live streams, they pay pennies on end, literally, sometimes less. So this is our I feel like this is parallel to us going out and doing public speaking engagements. This is parallel to us inviting people into our home and sharing what we've learned, what we know. I feel like this is our community service, and God literally just revealed that to me today. During my husband's live this morning. Well, it was really mine. I was sharing my daily dog mom duties live, but I feel like this is our acts of service. This is our volunteer time. This is our community service to the world. To let you guys know that success is literally not easy. It's not cheap. It's very expensive. And those who are successful may or may not tell you what you need to know. Like, I, I truly feel that way. I truly feel that way. Thank you so much, Anthony. Whoo, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, Anthony said, I enjoy washing dishes. Wow. Okay, Anthony. I understand. Autocorrect it'll tear me up too. Anthony said, I do believe it's getting worse with AI kicking its nose in there. Okay, and then Michael said, hello, young Gladys Knight. Yo, that is so crazy. I've been told that so many times that I favor Gladys Knight. I have been told that so many times. I feel like that is the ultimate compliment, baby, because Miss Gladys, yeah, if Miss Gladys Knight ever has a biopic, well, I have to study her life first. I don't really know, like, the ins and outs. I just know some of the music. But if Miss Gladys ever had a biopic, baby, and the stars align, baby, okay. But yes, Anthony, praise the Lord. Michael said you're very thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate that. Y'all, I try my best. As you can see, baby, it is not easy. Doing it with a toddler and a baby. Trust is over there on the sofa, sleep. I probably should. Well, he'll probably go to sleep. Let me bring y'all a little closer. I hope Miss Gladys is proud of y'all for saying that because she's not one to be played with, baby. But I really want to wash these dishes. I might have to strap the baby to me. Let me just do that. Okay. Let me strap the baby so we can have this conversation because I feel like hold on one second. Come on, baby. Okay. No hot cocoa, baby. You can go to sleep though. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Okay. I feel like there is a common misconception about success that is not widely talked about, and I want to talk about it today. I used to feel like, man, if you just work hard, if you're just nice to people, if you just go back to school, get a whole lot of education, have a whole lot of degrees, have a whole lot of certifications, then ultimately you will become successful. That's what I used to think because that's what I was told and taught. Y'all, that is so far from the truth. You can be the nicest person and have the absolute worst things happen to you on the planet Earth. You can be the most educated person and still be unemployed, without a job, can't pay your bills, lights turn off. You can have the most supportive, helpful, loving husband in the world, and something tragic happens to that man. This morning, I shared with you guys how I survived police brutality right here in Houston, Texas, which led me to flee to the military. But I felt compelled to share that story with you guys because here I am at home trying to help Babe out, and he's getting pulled over by the police. And it was a very scary time for our family because for the 4 years, yeah, I'm losing count now. The 4 years my husband and I have been together, he's never encountered police like that. He's never been pulled over. We've never been pulled over. Not that I no, we've never. I don't. Not that I can remember. We have never encountered police together as a family since my police brutality incident, and it was so scary this morning. Um, but I'm so thankful he made it out of that situation because it could have gone so differently. We live in Texas, okay, and the unfortunate circumstances that everyday working people, law-abiding citizens find themselves in is just so heartbreaking. And the conversation got a little heated, and I was trying to explain to my husband and our audience is that it doesn't matter what you think is right. The right thing for you to do is make it home to your family. That's the right thing for you to do. Make it home to your family, make it home to see another day, make it home to either fight the ticket in court or not. Just do your defensive driving and go about your merry way. It's not worth you to try to be right with the police officer. Not all of them are here for peace. Some are literally here for chaos. And I feel like um, the policy holders and their supervisors should definitely you know put forth more of an effort to get those out who are not here for peace. But I understood where he was coming from. And he was basically saying that he didn't believe the speed that the officer clocked him at. And it, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Whatever he says, okay, cool. Thank you, sir. Have a great day. That's it. That's it. I've learned better. I've learned better. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you say, how you say it, how pleasant you are, how rude you are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are sometimes. I've seen judges get pulled over and scrutinized. Like judges. Like y'all. The world we live in is crazy. I mean, we just have to protect ourselves at the end of the day. But that is why I wanted to come live, kind of wrap up that conversation, because I feel like maybe a lot of you did not know that I had endured that and survived that. I know, we're professional dog breeders, we are entrepreneurs, we are parents, and we're doing our thing. But the conversation veered there because I feel like people don't know police etiquette once they get pulled over. And that's a conversation that we need to have now that some of our kids are out of school. They are driving. A lot of our kids in our communities have graduated and they have nothing to do this summer. So, it's the FIFA World Cup in Houston, Texas. So enforcement will be out. And I just wanted to have the conversation. But now that it looks like the boys are sleeping, I can get some of my chores done. But let me know if y'all have any questions about that, because I never realized it before, but it seems like police reform is like truly in my heart. I really never realized it before. I never realized like how deeply it still impacts me and how I think about life, how I go about life, um, until today. And it made me very emotional to think that my husband could have been in a situation and there was nothing I could have done to save him. Nothing at all. A cry wouldn't have helped, a call wouldn't have helped. Nothing would have helped in that situation if things would have turned badly. And here I would have been a widow taking care of two young boys by myself in Houston, Texas, with 10 dogs and a whole business. How? Blows my mind. But hey. Yeah. Um, yeah, y'all. We just have to be smarter, that's all. But that is literally one of the reasons why I care so much about people, because there were people who came to my aid and my defense who did not even know me. Okay? The power of social media is real, whether you're using it for good or for evil, but it is real. And it can be a very powerful thing once we start using it for good. But thankfully, I did beat that case, and I only spent 2 nights in jail. And what's so crazy is at the time I was a licensed therapist, y'all, I was counseling people. Okay, this one lady, she had hit someone. It was like she was her and her husband, I believe, they were coming back from this party, and she had a little wine, and she hit somebody and they didn't make it. They didn't make it out. Like she hit someone while under the influence and they did not make it out. And y'all, this lady was having a nervous breakdown in there. Like, if y'all were to hear some of the stories from some of the women that I was, y'all, it's so crazy, that I like got to spend time with. That's how I look at it now. Okay, that's how I look at it now. Spending time with people that was on the verge of doing real time, like hard time. But this lady was literally about to have a nervous breakdown, and I rocked her to sleep. I sat there, I prayed with her, and I rocked her to sleep. She got her one phone call, and she got out, and I didn't. I had to stay in there. Yeah, the irony. But I was strong though. And this says potential spam. Hello? Yeah, these people are so annoying. It's like, bro, can you find somebody else to try to scam? And then they always say Harold. Hi, Harold. Like, can you Can you please find somebody? Not God forgive me. God forgive me. That is such like a horrible thing to say. Don't find nobody else's scam. Just stop scamming. That's such a horrible thing to say. But yeah, bro. And Primal Screams said some people have the privilege of not worrying about that. And it is a privilege. And I totally agree with you. It is a privilege to not have to worry about that. But we're raising two sons and we have to worry about it. So um and I want my husband to come home. So those are things that we let me see. The refrigerator right here. Can y'all see me? Okay, let me put it right here. Okay, yeah. Y'all can see now. But those are things that we have to worry about. And we should all be educated on police etiquette. What do you do? What don't you do? What do you say? What don't you say? How do you act? It doesn't matter if you feel like the police officer is right. It doesn't matter if you feel like he's wrong. Cool. Be respectful. And okay, so what is respectful? What is being disrespectful? You know, it's so many, there are so many gray areas when it comes to the topic that it makes people uncomfortable. And then people don't want to talk about it because it's like, okay, well, who's right? At the end of the day, I say it don't matter who's right, come home. So whatever your version is of coming home, do that. And that's what I say. So, you know, and my situation got so bad, the cop was so irate, I called 911. That's how bad it got. I had to call 911 for 911. Imagine. Imagine having to call 911 for 911. You know? But hey, I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do. And thankfully, I'm alive to tell the story, but it was looking a little dark and dim for you, girl. But yeah, you do what you got to do to make it home. And I used to, y'all, I used to think about me joining the military as like a mistake. That's so far from the truth. I needed to join the military. I feel like had that police brutality incident never happened, I wouldn't have ever joined the military. I was so interested in learning more about like military culture and oh girl, I didn't know I was like so off camera. But I was so interested in learning more about military culture. I wanted to be a psychologist in the military. And is it better, y'all? I think that'll be better. Yeah. But I wanted to be a psychologist in the military and I called the Air Force first, y'all. I wanted to be in the Air Force so bad, but nobody was ever at work. Like nobody was ever at work. They never returned my phone call. Y'all, so I go to the Navy. I said, okay, well, y'all wanna put me on a plane, baby. I'm gonna get on the boat. Y'all, if you know anything about the military, you have to take an ass bath first. So here I go, y'all. I go try to enlist. I chose not to commission. So it's like two ways to join the military. If you have an education, you can become an officer, like off rip. You can become an officer, make whole lot of more money than enlisting and being like a sergeant or a specialist. Y'all, here I am trying to forget who I was, baby. I said, no, I don't want to be an officer. Like, I don't want to be deemed as a person of importance. I don't want to cut the line, right? I don't want to cut the line. So I was like, okay, well, I had to tell them about my education because I didn't want to lie on my application, but I didn't really like want to use that as a leg up. But I did, I did. And I went in as a specialist. So I went in at the fourth rank, like an E4, instead of starting at an E1, like a private. And I went in as a specialist. And when I tell y'all, I had the hardest time with my peers who weren't really my peers because why are you coming into the military 4 steps ahead of me and I'm coming into the military too? Why are you coming into the military with higher rank, making more money? And we should really be on the same playing field. So here I am trying to escape, skipping the line and not becoming an officer, right? But I still got the same judgment anyway. Oh God. So I never really told that story before, but it's so crazy how life works. Like the irony of something like police brutality happening to me and how the media literally tried to paint me out to be a thug, and how I then start believing what the media is saying about me. So then I tried to diminish who I am, go into the military to try to forget who I was, and God said, "No, ma'am." No, ma'am, baby. You gonna make out of just how you made it out of that, okay? You'll make it out of this too. And that's why I'm able to be at home with my kids today and, love on my husband in the way that I do. But y'all, I'm ready to go back to work. And I never thought I would say that. I'm ready to go back to work. I'm like, the work from home culture can be very, very, very stressful. I feel like you do more work from home than you do in an office. Like, I don't stop working. I'm always working. And when I'm not working, I'm thinking about work. And when I'm not thinking about work, I'm trying to get like 2 hours of sleep. So it's like you're constantly, constantly on this hamster wheel of like, oh, well, I'm home. I'm home. It'll only take 5, 10 minutes. I could do it. Or I'm home. Like, who else is gonna do it? Because I'm home. And I feel like there's really no switch that you turn off unless you force yourself to turn the switch off. And I feel like that's how you can get burned out. But I'm ready to get back to work. I'm ready to start meeting people, networking, meeting other veterans, hearing their stories, seeing how I can broaden my horizons, sharpen my skills, baby. Maybe find some investors for our company. I'm ready to get back to work. I'm so ready to get back to work. Well, I've been working, but I'm ready to explore my options. So every time the phone rings, I'm like, I hold my breath because I'm like, oh God, is this a call? Is this a call? Is it, y'all? And it's a scammer. Like, can you leave me alone, please? Like, I'm waiting on a very important phone call. But I do feel like I've always been a leader. I've always been asked to lead, but I feel like joining the military showed me that I can lead. And I was able to believe that I could lead, and nothing is wrong with leading. You're not a prideful person, you're not an arrogant person because you've been chosen to lead, because you want to lead and you take pride in leading people, taking charge, making sure people's children come home, like being innovative. Literally everything that I do for our business, I was doing in the military, just on a larger scale, like on a global scale, like impacted people all over the world. Well, I guess I'm still doing that now, to be honest, but in a more technical sense. But what are y'all questions? What are y'all questions? Let's get to it, y'all. What are y'all questions? Because I tell y'all all the time, I have so many stories about life, love, and loss. Y'all would not believe. Okay, some of the stuff, yeah, some of the stuff I haven't told a soul because it's so painful. But yeah, we go live in community service, like to do our part to make sure that people understand what they're getting themselves into, whether you want to be a breeder or not, whether you want to be married or not, whether you want to have kids or not, and definitely whether you want to start a business or not. It's not easy. Oh, Miss Lynn, girl. Miss Lynn said, What was it like living in Louisiana? Y'all, it's a fly in here and it's so annoying. I think I got it. But growing up in Louisiana was so fun but traumatic at the same time, if y'all understand what I mean. I feel like I'm only speaking for me. Okay. I'm only speaking for me. I feel like that is why I changed my major in college and undergrad from marketing and accounting to psychology, because there were things in my childhood that I didn't know wasn't normal. I thought everybody fought. I didn't know you go to jail for fighting. I didn't know that was like true violence. I thought, hey, y'all, I grew up having to fight. I grew up fighting. I grew up seeing people fight. I just thought that's what you do. Married people fighting, husband and wife fighting, brothers, sisters fighting, family, like that's how we communicated with our hands, not our mouths. And for a very, very, very long time, that is how I survived, by fighting. And it wasn't until like reality TV really, really came out that I realized, like, oh, you can go to jail for putting your hands on somebody. Like, you can go to jail for throwing a drink on somebody. Y'all know back in the day when reality TV just first like had first came out, like that's what they would do. They would just like sling a drink on whoever they were having a disagreement with, and the police would come. I used to be like, whoa, wait a minute. It's like, oh, that's a crime? Like you can go to jail for that? That's how it was growing up in Louisiana. But to be honest, I feel like growing up in Louisiana and like just watching my grandparents and how hard they work, watching my parents for, so many the little time that they were together while I was small, and how hard they worked and how they never made excuses. Like I grew up around some hometown heroes that I look back today and I'm like, I wouldn't even be a fraction of who I am had I not seen you. Like, had I not been able to experience you. And I feel like Louisiana made me gritty, but Houston made me graceful. Um, I think that's the best way I can put it. I told y'all about my grandfather. He had one leg, a Korean War veteran. He never talked about his military experiences, and now I understand why. Having gone in and gotten out, my grandmother who walked to work like maybe 10, 15 miles to work every single day. She would walk there and she would walk back. She worked in a nursing home. My grandfather was retired, but he had his little garden, he had his livestock. He used to have like rabbits and chickens and roosters and hens and stuff like that. But he was always doing something. Even though he was disabled, he was always doing something. He was an awesome painter as well, like just an amazing person. Love his kids. It's nothing he wouldn't have done for his grandkids. And like everybody, Papa had his shortcomings. Like all of us, he had his shortcomings, but he loved his family. And my grandmother too. Like never, ever, ever heard her talk about anybody. Never heard my grandmother raise her voice. Never, ever heard her raise her voice. Never, ever, ever heard her gossiping. Never, ever, ever saw her doing something that wasn't to be modeled ever in life. And those were my hometown heroes. Oh man, my phone died. Hello.
Hello?
Who would you like to speak to?
Good evening. This is Cassie speaking.
Yo, the people are so annoying. Let me charge my phone really quickly because again, I'm waiting on the federal government to call and the scammers keep calling. But and then they never want to say what they want or who they want sometimes. Um but Celine said it was funny I'm because I fight flies too. Oh, it's funny because I fight flies too. Yes, Miss Lynn Pam said, I bet the food was delicious. Y'all, the food was delicious and still is delicious. I would say that my love of culture, like food, music, just like a good time, I feel like was born out of Louisiana culture. Like, we have some of the best food, we have some of the best people. And when I say best people, I mean like genuinely like don't have it, but will give it. Like genuinely, like will raise your children for you so you can go to work. Like Louisiana, growing up in Louisiana, it was very special. Now being older and being in the city and seeing how neighbors don't speak to each other and how kids don't really, know their cousins or spend time with their grandparents and things like that. Like I miss that part of my childhood, how close everybody was and how, my mom was down the street and papa, you probably could, see him going somewhere on your bike, and then your uncles, they'll, like bring you a pony home or something like that. Like I miss that. I miss the closeness that I had growing up. I think, where is the bottle cleaner? Oh, okay. I think that's what made me so emotional on one of the other Married Mom Entrepreneur Lives, when y'all were trying to help me out with what to do with trust this summer, and y'all told me about the library, and I saw the library and how they have like little activities for kids. Y'all, it made me so emotional because I'm like, I've been trying to figure out how to raise this little boy in the city. I'm not a city girl, so I'm like, what do city people do? Like, you everybody can't travel every weekend. Like everybody, everybody doesn't have the means to just skip town and hop town. Although I wish we did. Like, what am I gonna do with this little boy for the summer? And y'all, when I found out that we had a library close to us that had activities for kids, my heart just broke. And it brought back so many of my childhood memories. And I was like, oh, like the relief and the release of finally realizing like my kid can have a normal upbringing, like as a little city boy. But I thank y'all so much for helping me out with trust. I really appreciate it. Not my bliss. Not my bliss. I didn't know Bliss was here, y'all. Okay. Celine said, yes, when you saw the fly, it hit me because these flies coming through my front window. Yo, flies, snakes, and spiders, get them away. I just, I can't do them. I can't do them. I can't do them. I'll take an ant. Not too many ants, but I'll take an ant over a fly. I don't like no flies. I don't like them. I feel like, maybe one of my uncles told me this one day. I feel somebody told me growing up that every time a fly lands, it lays eggs. And I've always had that in the back of my mind. So it's like when I see one, it's like, oh no, but you gotta go. You and your kids. You nah. You can't be in here with my kids, baby. You gotta go. But yeah. But I feel like this last week has just been so emotional. Jeez. So emotional. Like here I am, 38, about to be 39 years old, retired, and literally feel reborn, okay? Reborn again, because my understanding and my philosophy on life has just completely changed. Um and of course, all thanks to God for giving us understanding and wisdom, because only He can. But I feel like through the power of dog breeding, it has allowed me to see things in a different way that I wasn't able to before. Like breeding puppies, whelping puppies, losing puppies, and then trying your hardest to keep the survivors alive. It changes how you look at life. And these dogs have taught us so much. Like so much, not even just like the business element of things, but just like life, how you can literally try all that you know how to do and still, not succeed at the very thing that you're trying to do. And that's okay. You can't pray your way through success. And I feel like as a believer, I can confidently say that you cannot pray your way through or to success. You have to put in the work while you're actively praying too. And I was always taught growing up, oh, baby, just pray. Oh, baby, just pray, just pray, just pray. Y'all, Louisiana is a very religious state, extremely religious. And I grew up in a very religious household. But now my understanding of life and on life is, yes, pray. However, you pray that God's will be done in your life. And sometimes we don't know what God's will is for our life until we live our lives. We don't know. We don't know what healing looks like until we've been broken and we need healing. You don't know what you will do tomorrow because tomorrow isn't here yet. So a lot of the plans that we make sometimes are just so counterintuitive to success and to even maybe the plan that God has for us, because we're trying to figure it out and sometimes we're so prideful that we think we already know and we don't. Mhm. The mistakes that we have made trying to get to 100K, y'all would be like, wait, what? The mistakes we've made, we would have hit 100K already. The just trying stuff, experimenting with stuff, changing stuff. Like, girl, out, chill out, calm down. Yeah, I used to work in aviation in the military. You don't repair a plane when it's in the air. You wait until it lands. So to correlate that to business, when you have momentum in your business, right? When you have like high motivation in your business and everything is running well and functioning at a high level, don't make changes. Let the plan land first. If the plane has taken off and you start shifting gears and pressing this button and pressing that button and trying to add more passengers, baby, it's gonna go down fast. Just be okay with being successful. Like, I feel like maybe I should have put this poll in the chat. Y'all, I feel like some of us that are multi-talented, that can do like a whole lot of things, I feel like we fear success more than we feel failure. Tell me if y'all agree with that. Tell me if you've ever experienced a time in your life where you're like, oh, I pray this works. I pray this works. I pray this works. And as soon as it starts working, you're like, oh, what do I do now? What do I do? Just let it work. It's already working. Like, what is the fear in it working? What is the fear in you having to work less? What is the fear in you getting sleep at night and not being stressed out? What is the fear in you now having means so your life is a little easier? What is the fear in you finding a husband that loves you? What is the fear about doctors telling you that you would never have children and now you do? What is the fear in that you've started multiple businesses before, you've closed them down because maybe you didn't have the support. Now you have a booming business and now all of a sudden you're like, what is the fear in being successful? Maintaining it? Like the fear that it could fail? Tell me if y'all agree. Celine said, I agree. Blissful Fun said, I was told that too. Yo, but what's the fear in it working? Like, what's the fear in you being the first in your family to do something and it works? What's the fear in that? What's the fear that you're the one that your marriage won't end up in divorce? What's the fear in that? What's the fear in you raising children who absolutely love and adore you and they end up all right in life because you train them well? What's the fear in you suffering through a growing business and it eventually becomes profitable? Like, what's the fear in it? Let me wash my hands because I just scratched my hair. Celine said, afraid of failing. But you're but it's working. It's working. Like the plane that took off in the air and it's clear weather, like nothing is obstructing your view. Like it's a beautiful day, okay? It's a beautiful day in Morocco. And are we scared of beauty? Are we scared of ease, having the ease of life? Are we scared of peace? Does having peace in our homes, in our minds, in our bank accounts make us scared or uncomfortable? What's wrong with peace? What's wrong with love? What's wrong with happiness? We have to talk about it. Wow. Even Bliss, y'all. Bliss said, I was told I couldn't have children and I did. Y'all, I'm telling you. Yeah, I was told my womb was blocked and I wouldn't be able to have children naturally. To I was literally told that for years. Like, baby, you could consider adopting because yeah, I had x-rays done and everything. I was told that my womb was blocked. And hey, maybe it was. But maybe it wasn't my time. Maybe there were some things that a lot of things that God needed me to learn. Maybe I needed to prove myself one to mother children. And I did. I needed to stop being so self-centered and selfish. I needed to grow up a little bit. I needed to understand that, hey, you don't just have kids because maybe you didn't feel loved as a child. That's not why you have children. But what is the fear and peace? Celine said, begin to me self-esteem. I agree with that. I agree with that. Y'all, also too, the Bible tells us to esteem one another higher than ourselves, right? That's what the Bible tells us. The world tells us to esteem ourselves higher than others. Oh, baby, if they don't want to promote you, go. Oh, baby, that man don't want to love you, leave him, find another one. Oh, baby, them kids not listening, kick them out. Oh, baby, that business ain't working, drop it and start another one. So then what happens is we find ourselves on this hamster wheel of life, just constantly running, rolling, falling, running and rolling, because we don't esteem ourselves enough to know that my strength is not my strength. There is a higher power reigning and ruling over me that has given me his strength or given me the strength to do the things that I need to do. And even if no one believes in me now, if I just continue the path, if I just be consistent in the thing that I say I love and I want to do, then eventually they will notice. But sometimes it might take me to walk alone, and that's okay. Sometimes it might take me to step out on faith and say, okay, I know maybe my mother's marriage ended up in divorce, but mine's won't. Let me see why that marriage ended up in divorce. Let me not make those same actions or reactions. Let me study people who are successful or who have successful marriages, talk to them and see, how is this relationship different than this relationship? How does the husband behave? How does the wife behave? How do the children behave? How is life in a successful marriage? What do you do? What don't you do? I need to understand, because if all I've seen is divorce, and I haven't, I'm just using this for an example. If all I have seen is brokenness and infidelity and a lack of trust and money issues and, just disrespect and violence, guess what? I have unconsciously and subliminally created those signals in my mind that anytime I see something that looks like that, either I'm running to it or I'm running away from it. So again, it still goes back to the hamster wheel. If I'm running away from it, I quit and I give up. If I'm running to it, I've identified that, okay, well, my mama lived like that, it's okay. My grandmother lived like that, it's okay. Like, okay, all men cheat. So what? I know I'm gonna be cheated on, all men cheat. So what? I'm gonna just deal with it. No, all men do not cheat. All men do not cheat. That's not a characteristic of a man. Maybe an unfaithful one, but not all men are unfaithful. So I feel like once we start unlearning a lot of the stuff that was put on us, that was told to us, that maybe wasn't put inside of us, then you start to understand how to be and how to become. And y'all, I feel like I'm on a journey of self-discovery. Like I don't know what this like middle age is doing to me or with me or for me, but I just y'all, I just feel like I feel like I'm born again. I feel like I'm a new person. Like I don't have it all figured out, but some of the things, y'all, some things I do because I feel like when you go against the grain and excuse me, I feel like when you go against the grain and you're trying to become something you haven't seen before, because I did share with you guys that I was told by a mentor that you cannot have it all. But I feel like when you're going against the grain, like I'm not trying to be that. I don't want to be that. I for sure don't want to be that. It's like, okay, well, where do you look? And I can only look up. I can't look here because I don't want to be this. I want to be this. So I can only follow what comes from here. I can't follow this. This is a delusion. Okay? This will lead you straight to hell. I don't want to do that, be that, wear that, think that. That's not what I want to do. I want to do this. So it's like when I began to realize for me to be the wife that I really didn't see growing, well, I did, but I'm in 2026. Okay. I saw wives back in the 80s, and baby, you made it work. Because what else were you gonna do? What else were you gonna do? Nobody else was gonna take care of you and your 5 kids. So you sit there and you love that man anyway, regardless of what he's doing. So when I say I have wonderful role models, but I'm saying in like the new age, the new tech age, the new 2026, if it's not working, oh, baby's up. Hey, baby, let me not talk so long. I'm not sure my baby has a headache, but I I I don't know someone that I'm in like close proximity to that is another married mom entrepreneur raising 2 little boys in Houston, Texas that has 10 dogs. I don't know another person like that. And I don't have to because what I do with my mentors, who I know and don't, right? People that I'm studying is I glean. I take a little bit from here. I take a little bit from there. Maybe I aspire to be this type of wife, and you are an excellent wife, right? But maybe you don't have kids, but I still can learn something from you. And then maybe this mother over here, she's amazing. She's an amazing mother, right? But maybe she's not married. And then all of these entrepreneurs, there are so many wealth creators online now, but maybe they're not married or mothers. So I glean. I glean. Okay, what do I need to learn or study to become a good wife? Okay, boom, got that. What do I need to learn and study to become a great mother? Okay, boom, I got that. And then who do I need to study and admire from afar to become a great entrepreneur? Okay, now, boom. Like I'm just putting pieces together. The puzzle is coming together. But it took me 38 years, almost 39 years to get here. And I just feel like these are the types of conversations that we need to be having in our homes with our husbands, with our, for the men, with the wives, with the children, in our communities, because I just feel like people don't understand success is expensive. It's not cheap. It's expensive. It's going to cost you something. Either it's going to cost you time or money. And I feel like time is the greatest currency that you can never get back. You might can get your money back. You can't get time back. So anytime I see Blissful Fun in the chat, y'all already know I'm a cut up because she pays us with her time. She lends us her time, and she doesn't have to do that. Everybody on the live, y'all are lending us your time. You're paying us with your time, your attention, your devotion, your comments, your likes, your shares. Like you are essentially spending time with us. So it's like I don't take that lightly, right? So as we are closing in on 100K, I'm like, okay, God, my prayer is, okay, God, the plane has taken off. We're sailing, we're cruising, high altitude. I'm not making any changes. We're gonna hit 100K. But what happens after? How does a 100K channel now function? What happens when the sponsors start calling? What happens when the networks start calling? What happens when people are like, oh, y'all don't have a receptionist? Y'all still answering the phones? Let me pay you for that. Let me take that off of your hands. What happens when people want to sponsor litters or they want to sponsor whole series, whole episodes? Like, what happens then? What happens if I take a federal job and then the channel takes off? How do how do we navigate that? What happens when I take a federal job? My husband is at home. Are the boys going to go to daycare? Are they going to stay here? Are we going to keep $10? Like, what happens, right? So, and further, well, I don't want to say so. I want to say furthermore, what happens now to the 100K channel and the thinking, the mindset, right? The prayer, the planning, the preparation, the execution, and then the assessment to get us to a 250K channel. So what do we need to learn? Who do we need to meet? Who do we need to collaborate with? Where do I need to go? Like what do I need to be studying, researching, learning, sharing? Like what do we need to do to then get the 100K channel to the 250K channel? So before this time last year, y'all, we was trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. This time last year. This time last year, we were trying to figure out how to breathe. And since then, we've had 9 litters. 8. 8, I think 8. 8 litters. We've bred 9 times, but had 8 litters. This time last year, we didn't know what was what. We were just having fun. It was all a dream, literally. This time last year. And now it's like, girl, no. Baby, this is a full-on enterprise. Like this is a full-on network. And I take it as I take it that seriously. So what I want to do with Rosharon Frenchie Breeders is take it to the next level. I mean, I know people say that, but I'm genuinely serious. Like I want to love it through the suffering. I want to love it through the slow times, bad times, good times. You know, I want to love it to that 3 years, 3.5 years and just see what happens. But what I'm learning is success really doesn't come until like 3.5 years. Sustainable success. So for those entrepreneurs out there, whether you are married or mom or aspiring to be, or you find yourself on the other side of things and you are a husband and a father, or you are aspiring to be, what I want to do with this segment, with the married mom entrepreneur segment, is start thinking out loud. I want to start dreaming in the daytime. That's why we name Dream, Dream, and Daydream, Daydream. Nostalgia, Nostalgia. Alpha, Alpha. Like that's why that's that's why they have such meaningful names because they're like it's like our memoir. It's like God shining his light down on us and saying, my baby, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be afraid of success. It's okay. It's in your DNA, girl. Relax. It's okay. But they're just like little reminders of what could be. And when I think of Rosharon Frenchie Breeders, I just feel like, wow, like it's essentially a TV network. It is a TV network that we are running from home, grinding it out alone until we get sponsorships, until we can hire people, until we can grow the channel so big to where it literally feels like you're watching a syndicated show, like a broadcast, a real life broadcast. Like seeing a family get out of debt, stay out of debt, and teach other people how to do the same thing through the lens of faith, family, and Frenchies. And dog breeding just so happens to be the vehicle in which God is using to get us there. And and here I am thinking we're gonna get rich off of selling puppies, and God is probably laughing at me. Like, girl, no, I needed to teach you suffering. I needed to teach you suffering. I needed to teach you that love is sacrifice. Love is suffering. Love is you caring so much about these little puppies that you will go mouth to mouth to save one of them. That is what love is. Love is enduring. Love is sometimes sleep deprivation. Love is sacrifice. Like this whole time I'm thinking we're dog breeders. And we've been in training this whole time. Oh God. Y'all, this whole time. This whole time. Yeah, this whole time I'm thinking we're dog breeders. And God is probably like, look at her. She just do the most, her. She just don't get it. She don't get it. I'm trying to teach her patience. I'm trying to teach her virtue. Baby, I'm trying to teach her that success doesn't happen overnight. I'm trying to teach her that it might take 3-4 years before you even see a piece of the plant of the seed that you planted sprout up. I'm trying to teach you to abolish instant gratification. That's what I'm trying to teach you, my daughter. If you pay attention, I'm trying to teach you forgiveness. I'm trying to teach you how to love me and man. God doesn't just want us to love him, he wants us to love our neighbors. He wants us to be in unity with one another. And this whole time I thought we were breeding dogs. That's what I thought. And look at what he's trying to show us. The love that we have for Dream, the love that we have for Charm, rest in peace to Charm, the love that we have for Nostalgia, Daydream, Alpha, Zori, and every puppy that has come in and out and through here has surpassed any other love that I've ever seen. Other than the love that I have for my children and correction, the love that I have for my husband and then our children. I've never experienced a deeper kind of love than through dog breeding and seeing those little puppies and literally like wishing that you could take the air and the life out of your body to give to this little puppy that's like fading away. I had no idea until now that this whole time he just wanted us to be better. He wanted us to love harder. I had no idea. I see it now, but I didn't see it before. So for those of you who are in the chat and oh, Cozy, thank you so much for saying that. I won't give up. Oh my God. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, I know I missed some comments. Oh, what? Okay, what's okay? Thank you, Ruby, for being here. Cozy, yes. Y'all, Cozy, you just made my entire day. I don't know where you are in life, but you just made my entire day by saying I won't give up. Because I tell myself that every day. Y'all, it doesn't matter how hard it gets. It doesn't matter how hard marriage gets. I'm not giving up on my husband. I don't care how much the kids stressing me out, not listening, whatever. I'm not giving up on my kids. I don't care how much money the business is making, not making. I'm not giving up on our business. I feel like if I just don't give up, I'm gonna be all right. If I don't give up, if you don't give up, you're gonna be all right. Y'all, I listened to this podcast that Kevin Hart did today. I gotta bring y'all closer for this one. I listened to this podcast that Kevin Hart did today, and when I tell you, even celebrities who have a whole lot of money, they think the same as us. Even Kevin Hart said, it took me 13 years for anybody to really know who I was. 13. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, the Kevin Hart, the world-renowned comedian, said it took him 13 years of not giving up. He said most people would have probably given up the first night nobody laughed. The second year where you're broke and you have to pay your rent and nobody wants to give you money and you're trying to figure out life. Or year 6 where you're really not like making all that much money, but people are seeing you everywhere. It took him 13 years. I mean, and some of us, we don't know if we have 13 years, right? Only God knows. Some of us, we don't know if we have tomorrow, but I'm not going to give up. I know that. I know that. I'm not giving up. Even when times are hard, I'm not going to give up. But I just feel like you have to tell yourself that. Like when times get hard, you have to tell yourself that I don't give up. I'm not giving up. Like, okay, this marriage is hard. I'm not giving up. These kids are stressing me out. I'm not giving up. This business right now, I don't know what to do with it, but I'm not giving up. Instead of, oh, I could go find another man. Instead of, I'll just give my kids away. Instead of, I'll just close the business and nobody has to know. No, no. We have to change the language around who we are and what we do and why we do it. We don't give up. And Miss Lynn Pam asked me what it was like growing up in Louisiana. I feel like that's the summary of my childhood. I wasn't raised by people or raised around people who gave up. It didn't matter how much education they had or didn't have. I didn't see people giving up. I never saw a woman walk away from her husband ever, other than one time in my life. Like women in my family, they stayed married. Baby, either God gonna call you home or he's gonna call me home. But we're gonna stay married. Women in my family, they didn't kick their children out. Baby, listen, either you're gonna leave because now you can't take enough, but I love you. And I'm gonna love you till you don't want my love anymore. I didn't really see like people back home starting businesses. Like that entrepreneurship wasn't like heavily pushed or forced. But I didn't even see people quit jobs growing up. Now that I think about it, my mom was a correctional officer and she retired doing that. My stepdad worked at a chemical plant and he still does that. My grandfather was retired from the military and he served his time. My grandmother worked at the nursing home and she literally had an aneurysm, like a semi stroke on the job. Like she passed away doing what she loved. Everybody I know in my family passed away doing what they loved. And I've never even I never drew the connections. None of my family, no one in my family are quitters. None of them. Nobody quit. My dad was a professional boxer. He stopped boxing when he got scammed out of all of his money, but he didn't quit. He didn't give up. But he no longer had the finances to support him being a professional athlete. But I just, again, I never drew the correlation to, I wasn't raised by quitters, so why become one? Like, why even have that in your mind that you're gonna walk away from your marriage because times are hard, or you just had a little agreement over dinner? like, like what? Like what? Like, what do you mean? Your kids are stressing you out to the point where you don't want to be a mom anymore? Like, girl, go sit down. Yo, y'all, listen. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but again, I just, oh, thank you so much, Kay. I'm trying to get caught up. Y'all already know how it is. Not my better, not my better, but y'all, no, but for real, let me wash these dishes, then I'm gonna come a little closer. But no, but for real, y'all, like, where did the quitting mentality come from? And how, like, what generation did it start with in your family? I would start there. What generation started quitting? And I would just re-engineer that. Like, when did people in my family just start quitting? When did people in my family start divorcing? When did people in my family start giving up on their kids? When did people in my family start giving up on work and not wanting to live, and like, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that, so I'm gonna just, when did that start? And with who? And how does it affect me today? Because I feel like all of those things are spirits. So now I'm starting to think like, okay, did I learn it from home or did I learn it from my environment? Where did it come from? Why all of a sudden do we live in a generation where it's like, okay, you have a bad day at school, baby, you want to take your life? How, what? Because somebody said they don't like you, you don't want to live? Because you didn't get a million likes on, well, let me be realistic. Because you didn't get 100 likes on Instagram, you want to take your life? Where did that come from? Because Lil Johnny down the street has 1,000 followers and you have 10, and now you don't want to live anymore? Like, where did that come from? Who introduced that spirit into our bloodline? We got to figure it out. Because before I allow that to affect our kids, I have to figure it out. I have to figure out where it came from in my bloodline so it never touches them. Huh. Okay. Okay. My brother said those were the times when people didn't change jobs. They stuck with it. Okay. Brother also said everyone wants everything now and it's easy living for man's approval. Yo, nothing in life worth having is easy. Nothing. And I'm so happy Charles said that. Baby, are you good? You need me to do something? Okay. I'm so happy that Charles said that because y'all, for a very, very, very long time, I really thought that because society had, told us that, and not the Charles of the Martin. Yeah, that's Charles of the Martin. Okay. But for a very, very, very long time, I was told, baby, if you work hard enough, like, life is easy. Like, if you just do a whole lot, you just do a whole lot of running, talking, elbow rubbing, you can get whatever you want. Y'all, that is so far from the truth. That is so far from the truth. Baby, if you elbow rub long enough, you will find yourself being taken advantage of. And I can't say what I really want to say. But ladies, if you find yourself rubbing with the wrong elbow, trying to get a raise, trying to do this, trying to do that, Maybe you'll find yourself in a courthouse somewhere. Or rocking somewhere in a corner, because then you slowly start to realize that the warped reality that you have created for yourself, somebody planted those seeds in your head. Somebody told you to use your beauty and seduce your boss or seduce this man to get whatever you want. That's not how life works. That's not how life works. Your body is not an asset. And I don't know where that came from, but we need to abolish it. Your looks are not an asset, because looks fade. Because baby, back in the day, I was bad. And now, right now, I look confused. After having 2 kids, I look a little stuffy. Okay, so if I believe that looking the baddest and being the baddest will keep a man, baby, he gone. Because nobody prepares you for life. Nobody prepares you for life after kids. So yeah, maybe when you were single, you could go to the gym every day. And I'm not saying that I won't. I'm not saying that I won't. But right now in this season, and what God is requiring of us, right? I'm not able to do those things, and it's okay. It's okay, because I know that this is temporary. We're in training. Again, I told y'all, I thought we were dog breeders. No, God was trying to show us how to love, how to forgive, how to work together as a couple. He was trying to show us how to sustain. He was trying to prepare us to be patient, to be loving, to be kind, how to build brick by brick by brick by brick, not take shortcuts. Breeding has taught us so much. And this whole time, I thought we were just like, oh, we're going to be the best breeders. No, baby, you will be the best human being possible. Because in breeding, you can't take shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. You can't take shortcuts. Taking shortcuts will allow you to lose your whole litter or your mom or both. So I just feel like in this microwavable society that we have created for ourselves, we really gotta we gotta undo the plug, y'all. We gotta take the plug out. We gotta take the plug out. We've been using the microwave too much. It's about to blow up. Yeah, the microwave is not working for us. And until somebody steps up and says, "Baby, stop, 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 stop," that's not how to get a man. Stop. You're ruining your children. Stop. You're like ruining your business as well, because you don't know how to talk to people, you don't know how to treat people, and you think people will continue to buy into your business. Just stop. Like, nobody wants to tell people to stop. The world is full of so many yes men. You see your friends doing something, saying something, you just let them. Like, how? Why we don't care about people anymore? Why we allow people to hurt themselves, harm themselves, ruin their credit, do this, do that? Like, who who is going to say stop? If the wives don't do it, won't nobody be married. By the time our kids are ready to find wives, won't nobody be marriage material. If the wives don't stand up and say, "Baby, stop, stop," that's not how you become a wife. If the husbands don't stand up and say, "Son, please stop," that's not how you treat your wife. If the fathers don't stand up and say, it's hard right now, but I'm not leaving my family. If the mothers don't stand up and say, I'm going to raise my kids, society won't raise them. If the entrepreneurs don't stand up and say, baby, success is not easy, it's very expensive and costly. And it might take you 3 to 5 years to figure that out. But stop spinning your wheels and stop wasting your money. If wealthy people don't stand up and say, please get rid of that credit card because it'll ruin your life. Stop buying Starbucks and Winn-Dixie groceries on credit. If you can't afford it, downsize your lifestyle. Y'all, my husband has been trying to tell me this maybe since we met. He's literally been trying to tell me, babe, let's eat at home. Ain't nothing wrong with the food we got at home. But my mentality on money and wealth and spending is obsolete because I wasn't raised around money. Nobody that I grew up with really had money. They all worked. I didn't grow up around entrepreneurs. I didn't grow up around owners. I didn't grow up around wealthy people. I grew up around people who worked really, really, really hard to get whatever they had. And although none of the people that I grew up around were in debt, right? My people, my mom never had a credit card in her life. My mom still to this day only use cash. Still to this day. Like, so it's like, wow, if you didn't grow up seeing people in debt, why are you in debt? Like, how did that become your lifestyle? It's spam. Yeah, because it's after hours. HR not calling right now. Yeah, I ain't even answering the phone. But it's like, again, it's like the microwave society. Gotta have it. I see it, I gotta have it. See it, I gotta have it. See it, I gotta have it. And now we look up, and I wish I had that money that I wasted to invest in our business. I wish I had that money now to pay Blissful Fun. Okay, so maybe she could be our receptionist or our customer service representative or something, to take some of the strain and stress up. I wish I would have listened to my husband when he said, babe, oh, like, no, like, we don't need that. We don't need this. We don't. I wish. All of the lessons people tried to tell me about me, about marriage, about motherhood, about ownership. I wish. And I'm not saying it's too late. I'm still alive, right? We're all still alive, so now we can make it right. It's not too late. But sometimes we set ourselves back because now you're having to undo so many years. You're having to undo so many years. And it's like, wow, where would I have been if I would have had that 100K? Where would I have been if I would have not touched that 20,000 that I was saving? Where would I have been if I wouldn't have given this friend that, or like, where would I have been? Whew. But y'all, let me go to the comments because y'all listen. It could get a little scary sometimes. I be having to take the mic off and put the phone down because the married mom entrepreneur lives, it can get a little heavy because this is our time to think out loud and have like those deep conversations that a lot of people are scared to have. But I just find that, of course, it's not for everybody. We understand that it's not for everybody. But I just find that on your road to success, if that's the road you're on, I just feel like there are some things that you have to unlearn. There are some things that you will have to learn. And there might be a whole lot of people that you got to let go of. And it's okay. It's okay. But I just feel like until you learn those things, until you let those people go, until you are willing to say, man, I've mishandled money a lot in my life. Like I've taken for granted opportunity. Maybe I haven't been the best person. Maybe I haven't been the best wife. Maybe I haven't been the best mother. Maybe I haven't been the best steward of my time, of my money, of my platform, my audience. Maybe I haven't done all of the things that God has commissioned me to do. Maybe I haven't loved when I should have forgiven. I just feel like it's time to be honest. But baby, about to start cooking. Correct. Oh, okay. You still have a headache? Not really. Okay. You want to take them? No. Okay, you good? Okay. But I appreciate you guys for being here while we think. Baby is about to start cooking. I can get to y'all comments right now. Let's see. And the baby is sleeping. But y'all, listen, Married Mom Entrepreneur Live, baby. Hmm. It's just I have so many questions. Like, okay, he'll be right there. I have so many questions. Yeah, the baby's I think he sleeps better here on me. That's why I haven't put him down yet. But let me say. Let me see. Okay, y'all. I'm going up to the top. Let me see. Oh, Anthony, I'm so sorry. I didn't even see. Thank you so much for blessing the babies, the bulldogs, and the business. Yeah, I appreciate it. Y'all know that. I really do appreciate you. I didn't know Anthony had given to the business. But Bliss is definitely helping us in the chat. Let me see. Let me do a mic check. Okay. Celine said I have 4 kids. Cozy said I was told I was being punished for not having children. Oh wow, that's a conversation in itself. Um, that's like a separate conversation that we would have to have because for a while I didn't want to get married and I didn't want to have kids because I didn't want to taint anyone and I didn't want anyone to taint me and especially kids. But that was fear. We kind of talked on that before. But when I first started undergrad, I was a marketing accounting major. And baby, I just knew I was moving to New York, and you couldn't tell me anything about it. I knew I was moving to New York after I graduated school, or I was going to be a professional track and field athlete, baby, on top of the world, winning, trophies, medals, having my USA flag around me, baby, on a pedestal. You couldn't tell me nothing else. Either I was going to be a professional track and field athlete, or I was going to move to New York and be the best marketing strategist and analyst that the world had ever seen. I already knew. Baby, either I was gonna be running like Usain Bolt, or I was going to be working on billboards, magazines, videos, you name it. You couldn't tell me anything about it. And then I suddenly realized after I took a psychology 101 class that I didn't know myself, and I didn't know how to describe my feelings, and I didn't know that a lot of my childhood was very traumatic, and I wasn't able to identify that. Wow, okay, that hurt. But why did it hurt? Okay, I feel betrayed. But why did you feel betrayed? Wow, I feel misunderstood. But like I could not articulate myself. I wasn't brought up in a household that allowed kids to really speak on their feelings. And I was bullied a lot. And well, like earlier on, like elementary school. But of course, middle school, high school, things get a little better. As a student athlete, it's like, oh wow, girl, whatever. But for a while, yeah, I didn't want to have kids. Have kids for what? To have people hurt them? No, child, for what? So I definitely understand your train of thought. But I'm so happy, God healed that fearful way of thinking. And I met my husband, now we have kids. Cozy Cupcake, thank you so much for being here. Of course, Blissful Fun is inviting you into this conversation as well. Cozy Cupcake said, thank you. I needed this. I think we all do. I think the world needs it because not many people are willing to tell the truth or share truth or express their truth. Because just because it's my truth doesn't mean that it's a lie to you. It's my truth. And I have a right to express that. And everybody has a right to express their truth. If your childhood was traumatic, it was traumatic. And that's not to say your parents didn't do the best that they could. They probably did. But growing up how I grew up, it was very traumatic. But it made me who I'm not saying I have regret. but it made me who I am. I needed to go through those things and grow through those things to be a better wife, to be a better mom, to be a better entrepreneur. And I just feel like silver spoon fed kids, they're not gritty. They're not gritty. I feel like if you bring a child up and you just hand them everything, they never have to work for anything. When they meet the world, it'll be scary. It'll really be scary. So I love that I grew up in Louisiana in a very racist state, and I had to learn. Yeah, I had to learn how to be tough. I had to learn how to fight. I had to learn how to not give up. I love that I grew up in Louisiana. And we're not there anymore. I'm not there anymore. We're in Texas, but all of the lessons that I learned growing up in Louisiana, all of the lessons that my husband learned growing up in the Caribbean, now we can pass it down to our sons. And now our mentors or our mentees, our mentees, like we can share those and with you guys, not just our mentees, but with you guys, we can, share our love, our losses, and our lessons with you guys. That's why I'm so big on that as well. Okay, Ruby is helping us out in the comments. Okay, Ruby. Let's see. Um, yeah, I listen. Maybe Babe will start telling you guys pieces of his story in the morning. I learned so much about my husband this morning and on his Amazon Flex route. Because yeah, I always wondered, like, babe, why did you want to be a police officer? Like, where does that come from? like, like who wants to put their life on the line? Where does that come from? But he's very sacrificial, so I get it. I definitely get it. Okay. Cozy Cupcake said, I'm trying to grow. I'm in the reborn community. Girl, I understand, child. I understand. Okay, Case Frenchies is here with us. What is up, Kay? We appreciate you so much for again lending your time, girl. Official Charles Martin said, those were the times when people didn't change jobs, they stuck with it. Absolutely. Um, and oh, Nico said, you're so pretty. Yeah, I'm trying to be pretty. I feel like motherhood took a lot of my pretty baby. It didn't flew out the door. Y'all, it listen, beauty is fleeting and charm is deceitful. But I feel like I feel like these boys took everything from me. Everything. But as long as they're good, that's all that matters, really. I'll try to get some of it back. Okay. Ms. Lynn Pam said, Mama Dreeks, I'm still waiting for the Seafood Boy live stream. I'm just saying.
Tell them maybe next week we can do.
Okay. When
Or you know what? We need to go by the lady and try some of her seasoning.
oh babe, she has some bomb seafood seasoning.
We can try.
Okay.
Next
All right.
week.
Okay, cool. Y'all, babe said we'll try to prepare something for y'all next week. You want to do that for the daily dog dad duties or the married mom entrepreneurs?
We can do it around this and I'll do it around 3.
So the married mom entrepreneurs? Okay. All right, cool. All right. Kay said you still have to experience it for yourself. And that's absolutely right. Y'all, somebody could tell you, baby, don't go that way. Baby, listen, if you want to go to the grocery store, don't go left, go right. Y'all, and it will always be a kid like me that say no. No, mama. I remember last time I went to the grocery store and I did go that way and I got there. Yeah, baby, but it probably took you 2 more hours to get there. Y'all, I miss the days with the older generation where you could just sit in their laps or like sit and do nothing or sit and get your hair combed or whatever and just hear stories, like hear their stories, like how they navigated life, how they made decisions, how they made $10 stretch to 100, how they took care of all these kids and didn't lose their minds, how they loved through any and everything in their marriage. Like, I wish my grandmother was alive. I really wish my grandmother was alive to help me now, because I took for granted the days that I had with her. Because you think you'll always have them. Yeah, we don't think our grandmother will ever pass. Our grandmothers will ever pass. I mean, you might think it, but you don't really believe it. It's like, oh, my mama gonna be here forever. Like, my papa gonna be here forever. I got time. Baby, you might not have time. You might not have time. I just wish that I had them here to ask them, like, about their willpower. It's like, Mama, you grew up in slavery days. Like, you grew up like your mom picked cotton. Like, you grew up seeing that. How was that? Like, what was that like? You grew up watching Martin Luther King march in the street and be raided. You grew up seeing that. What was that like? Like, how did y'all stay strong through that? And y'all, we make excuses if somebody don't speak to us. We ready to give up on life. If somebody don't like a post, we ready to give up on life. In the air fryer? You want me to do it now? I think I'm not eating dinner. I'll just cook yours. You want me to do it right now? Or like in 15 minutes? What's that in the oven?
Potatoes.
That's gonna take like 45 minutes? You boiled it first?
No.
That's gonna take like 45 minutes. Yeah. And this will take like 20, 25. Okay. Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes. Oh wait. Hey.
Counting down.
Oh. But y'all, do y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all, sometimes people, the stuff I've seen in the military will leave you like speechless. Oh, I ain't trying to crowd you, babe. Y'all, the stuff I've seen in the military will leave you like how? Y'all, my first roommate in the military took her life because Army wives from another duty station out of the country was bullying her so bad and telling her she shouldn't live because she's an attractive female. She works around their husband. They don't want their husband looking at her. And she took her life because they told her to. My roommate. I'm away at training. They come literally pull the convoy. A convoy is like a line of cars. They come pull the convoy over to ask me if I'm the roommate of such and such because she. Okay. So suppose I go back to the room excited to see my roommate and I find her like that. It's like, man, we got to make better decisions. It's like, bro, like we have to make better decisions. And I'm saying everybody, the healed and those who need to be healed. We have to make better decisions. We have to find our way back to love. After we've lost, we have to find our way back to love. And we have to learn the lessons as to why we've lost. Because if we don't, y'all, the society is going to get it's going to get more and more scary. Like the will to live now is like dwindling. People lose their jobs, they go take out everybody that still has a job. How? I have nothing to do with you losing your job. So now my family can't get to experience me and have a full life because you lost your job? Like, where does the thinking in that come from? Because we have a successful business, now you come burn down our business because your business is suffering? Because your husband cheated on you, now you go cheat with my husband because your husband cheated on you? Like, do you understand, little baby? Assure said he don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand either. I try to understand, but I don't understand. I need y'all to help me understand because we don't understand. Okay. I'm gonna try to read the latest comments and then y'all I gotta take care of my brain because I'm like me trying to understand makes me understand less because I really don't understand. Like where are we going in the world? What are we seeing? What are we not seeing? What do we need to see? Like how are we not getting it? Like y'all, even living in Houston and how people drive nowadays, y'all, it's so scary how people drive in Houston, Texas. It's like you really don't care about your life, sir, ma'am. You really don't care about your life. You don't care that children are in the car, and I can see your children in your car too. Like you don't care. People really don't care anymore, and it's very scary how far and few people care. If you don't care about you, you for sure don't care about me. If you don't care that you get home, you really don't care if I get home. So it's like, where is our safety? Like, what defense do we have in a world where, like, not many people care? Those are my questions. But Beverly Walker said, I like what you said about your family not giving up in love, what the Bible says. I'm glad I heard you. And thank you for saying that because yeah, I wasn't raised around people who gave up. So I'm not sure where got that from and how I started giving up, but I wasn't raised around that. Excuse me. Um, thank you so much, Bliss, for helping us out. Case Frenchie said he looks so peaceful. This is my baby. Okay. Somebody said, is she a teen mom? Do I look like a teen? Okay, if I do. But I'm not. I'm a married mom, entrepreneur. But um if that's if that's all that you got from the message, strive on. Okay. Um, okay. Um, Talk said he want to go to sleep. You waking him up. Yeah, I need him to get this knowledge too. Thank you so much, Bliss. Thank you so much. Babe, Kate asks what's for dinner.
Hmm?
Kate asks what's for dinner.
Some baked potatoes. I cut them up in pieces, season it,
Okay.
bake it, and some
Pork chops. So we're having some pork chops tonight. Sorry to the pork haters, but we eat pork in the house, you guys. um, and babe cut some potatoes up. We're gonna have some roasted potatoes, some pork chops. We have any greens, babe? Plantains, something? I might do some plantains if we have some.
I might just do some
Oh,
grilled onions.
okay, grill. Oh yeah, that'll be nice. And some grilled onions. Okay. Cupcake say you are an inspiration. I have had 6 miscarriages. Oh my goodness, Cupcake. So people were trying to punish you because your body was rejecting carrying the pregnancy? That's so harsh. And I'm so sorry that you've had to endure that. But you're strong. I can definitely hear it in your voice. Wow. Wow. Okay. Blissful Fun said, yes, Cupcake needed to hear this afternoon. I did invite her to listen in today. Bliss. Girl, stop it. Babe, Bliss invited someone to the live. Bliss, that's why we love you, girl. And I pray that one day we'll be able to pay you, Bliss. You already know. One day we will be able to pay and employ Blissful Fun. In Jesus' name. I truly believe that in my heart. One day we will be able to pay and employ Blissful Fun. Okay. Ruby is helping us. Cupcake said, Grayson, be kind. Y'all, you know, we understand people need help and healing. We do. We just pray for them, y'all. We're all on our journeys of becoming. And with the Married Mom Entrepreneur Live, I want to calculate the cost. And this is also a valuable skill my husband has always tried to teach me, but I ain't try to listen or learn. But he would always say, okay, babe, I hear you dreaming. I see you calculating over there. Your brain just going, but how much does it cost? How much does it cost? How much time will it take us to do this thing that you are so infatuated with doing? How much will it cost? I sometimes don't weigh the cost, and that's very unwise. And babe is teaching me, before you say you're going to do something, before you obsess about something, see if we have the time, the energy, the resources, and I guess the care to do it. Like, why do you want to do that thing? Have you evaluated the cost? So with Married Mom Entrepreneur, I want to evaluate the cost. What is the cost of success? What does it look like? What's your definition of success? Because your definition of success might not be mine. And it's okay to have differences. But what will help you get to be in a place where you deem yourself to be successful? How much does it cost? How much time will it take? What do you need to learn? You know, in what areas you need to be developed and groomed? What do you need to know and believe in your mind? What do you need to unlearn to get there? Those are the conversations that I want to have, that I want to continue having with the Married Mom Entrepreneurs. And we understand, not everybody is married, not everybody is a mom, and not everyone is an entrepreneur, but those are the types of conversations I want to start having. With the MMEs. Okay. Let's see. I'm almost there. Claudette said, on the mom duties. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, B1Q Text said, I remember back in the day, we were on the same page because we feared the Lord. Get back to the basics. Oh. Y'all, if I could throw the phone and guarantee that it wouldn't break, I would throw it. I would throw it. Wait. Y'all go find B1Q Text and give them a microphone, please. And if they have a platform, let's all invest. Each one reach one and teach one. Y'all, give B1Q Text a microphone. Give them 10 of them. Give them recording devices. Y'all, give them floppy disk, SD drives, external drives, Wi-Fi. Don't even give them Wi-Fi internet. Give them high-speed fiber optic internet. They need to be on every platform possible. Y'all, B1Q Tech said, I remember back in the day, we were on the same page because we feared the Lord. Get back to the basics. B1Q text. If I could spray this phone with water and guarantee that it'll work for our family segment tonight, I would. But I can't because it won't work tonight and we got to go back live. Y'all. Okay. The baby is teething. Y'all, that's what the older people were trying to tell us. Y'all, the generation that is dead and gone, that's what they were trying to tell us the whole time. We didn't want to listen. When they saw us veering off and doing whatever we wanted to do and wearing whatever we wanted to wear and saying and being whatever, that's what they were trying to tell us. Mhm. That's what they were trying to tell us. And look at what the y'all. Let me get off. That was a great stopping point. Y'all, let me get off. Let me pray before I get off. Father God, how we love you, God. How we just thank you for enlightening our minds today. God, how we thank you for marriage. How we thank you for parenthood. I know, baby. How we thank you for everything that you have entrusted to us, Father God. For those of us who are entrepreneurs, business owners, employers, okay. For those of us who are still employees, God, I pray that you would just teach us stewardship. I pray that you would teach us forgiveness. I pray that you would give us the patience to endure. I pray that we will love when we want to hate, Father God. I pray that you would just wrap your loving arms around us, God. Those of us who are struggling financially, spiritually, physically in our bodies, Father God. For those of us who are trying to understand how to get it right. For those of us who don't even understand how to fear you, how to love you, what to do, what to be, where to go, who to meet. For those of us who literally don't know what right looks like, Father God, I pray that we will find the right mentors. I pray that we will find people that will pour into us like never before so that we can be back in one accord with you, Father God. I pray that we will learn to fear you. I pray that we will learn to adore you, Father God. I pray that we will learn to incline our ears to you and only you, Father God. In a world and in a society that is so far away from truth, Father God, I pray that truth will abound in our lives. I pray that truth will abound in our marriages. I pray that truth will abound in our parenthood journeys, Father God, even our businesses, God, the businesses that we have yet to start. I pray that we will find truth each and every day and we'll be more like you. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Y'all, we got to get back to truth. But, okay. Not the, okay. I don't know if he wants his dad or, you want to get down? Sometimes he say, get down. You want to get down? Okay. Well, the baby is sleepy, but I love you guys so much. I will try to get caught up with, well, he's probably not sleepy. He's probably teething. Yeah, he's probably teething. But I'll try to get caught up with the comments, y'all. Y'all be careful. But we love you guys. Remember, the same old story, the same good news. We love y'all. We gonna see y'all soon. Catch us tonight. We might go live.